English podcast for you.
Welcome back to English Podcast for You. I'm Clara.
And I'm Evan. Thank you so much for joining us today. Whether you're listening at the end of a long workday, during your morning commute, or maybe while you're doing some light cleaning around the house, we are truly happy to be in your ears for the next 15 minutes.
Today's episode is special. It's a topic that touches everyone, no matter where you live or what language you speak. Today we are talking about home. Not just the address on your mail, but the feeling of being at home.
That's a great one, Clara. I was thinking about this recently. Have you ever traveled away for a long time, maybe for a busy business trip or even a long holiday where you stayed in many different hotels? You know that specific moment when you finally pull your suitcase up to your own front door? You turn the key, the door opens, and you step inside. You catch that familiar smell. Maybe it's your coffee or your laundry detergent, or just the smell of your own space. You drop your bags, you take a deep breath, and you just sigh. You feel like the weight of the world has finally dropped off your shoulders. You can finally breathe again.
I know exactly what you mean, Evan. It's that physical release of tension. Your shoulders drop, your heart rate slows down. That feeling is universal. It's a human need to have a place where the world cannot reach us. Later in this episode, I'm actually going to share a very moving story about a student of mine. She moved thousands of miles away to a country where she didn't know anyone, and she struggled for months to feel comfortable. I'll share the one small thing she did that finally changed everything for her.
I'm really looking forward to hearing that. I think many of our listeners who are living abroad or moving to new cities will really relate to that. But before we get into the heart of the topic, let's just take a second to settle our own minds. If you're driving, please keep your eyes on the road and stay safe. But if you're at home or sitting on a train, maybe try to relax your hands. Relax your jaw.
That's right. There is absolutely no pressure here. This isn't an English class where you have to worry about a final exam. There are no difficult grammar charts to memorize today. We aren't going to ask you to conjugate verbs. We are just two friends having a conversation. If you don't understand every single word we say, please don't worry. Just let the sound of the English flow around you. Your brain is learning even when you aren't trying hard. Just relax and listen.
Exactly. This is your English rest time. So, Clara, let's officially name the topic for today.
Today we are talking about your home.
And I think the big central question we want to explore today is this. Is a home just a physical building? Is it just the bricks, the wood, the windows, and the roof? Or is home actually something much more abstract, something we carry inside us and build wherever we go?
That's a deep way to look at it, Evan. I think for many people, the answer is a bit of both. But for English learners, it's very helpful to understand the difference between two words, house and home. In many languages, there is only one word for both, but in English, they mean very different things.
That's true. I usually just think of my home as the place where I keep my snacks and where my bed is located. But I guess house sounds a bit more cold.
Precisely. A house is a physical structure. It's an object. It's a noun that describes a building with walls and a floor. You can buy a house, you can sell a house, and you can paint a house. But a home is an emotional space. It's a feeling of belonging. It's the place where you can be 100% yourself. You don't have to perform for anyone. You don't have to wear a professional suit or a polite smile. You can wear your oldest, most embarrassing pajamas, the ones with the holes in the elbows or the silly cartoons on them, and nobody is there to judge you.
Clara, I feel like you are looking into my living room right now. I am literally wearing my home clothes as we speak. They are gray, they are about 10 years old, and they've definitely seen better days. But the moment I put them on, my brain says, okay, the workday is over. We are safe now. I wouldn't wear them to the office, and I certainly wouldn't wear them to meet a new friend. But here, Here I feel like a king.
See, that is the essence of a home. It's about total comfort and psychological safety. It's the environment we create to protect our peace of mind. And when we move into a new house, we often use a specific phrase to describe that transition. We say we are settling in.
To settle in. I've always liked that phrase. It sounds very cozy. It reminds me of a bird coming back to its nest after a very long day of flying. It moves the twigs around, gets comfortable, and finally sits down to rest.
That is a beautiful way to explain it, Evan. When you move to a new apartment or a new house, everything feels foreign at first. You have cardboard boxes everywhere, you can't find your toothbrush, you don't know which light switch turns on the kitchen lamp. But then slowly, you start to settle in. You hang your favorite pictures on the wall, you put your favorite soft blanket on the sofa, you find a place for your books. Suddenly, the house starts to feel like a home. You are no longer a guest in the building, you are the owner of the space.
I also love the phrase, make yourself at home. People say that to me when I visit their houses. It's such a warm thing to hear.
It really is. When someone says, make yourself at home, they are giving you permission to relax. They are saying, you don't have to be formal here. You can take your shoes off, you can sit on the sofa and put your feet up, you can go to the kitchen and get a glass of water without asking me for permission. It's an invitation to share in that feeling of safety.
I wish I was better at that, though. Clara, I have a confession to make. I'm actually terrible at settling in. I think I'm a bit of a living out of a suitcase kind of person.
What do you mean?
Well, when I moved into my current apartment about a year ago, I didn't unpack my boxes for 3 months. 3 whole months. Every morning, I would open a cardboard box to find a clean shirt. Every night, I would dig through a box to find a towel.
Oh, Evan, why? Were you just too busy with work?
That's what I told myself. I said, oh, I'm a busy professional. I don't have time for interior design. But the truth was, I was just overwhelmed. I couldn't decide where the sofa should go. I moved it to the left wall, then I thought, no, that looks weird. So I moved it to the right wall. Then I moved it back. I was so worried about making the perfect home that I ended up living in a mess. One night, I was so tired from trying to organize that I actually fell asleep on the hardwood floor because I hadn't put the sheets on my bed yet. I woke up with a very sore back and I realized I am a stranger in my own house. I was treating my home like a temporary hotel room instead of a place to live.
Oh, Evan, that sounds like such a stressful way to live. But I think your story is very important because many of our listeners might feel exactly the same way. We often feel this pressure to have a perfect home, and when we can't achieve that, we just stop trying.
Exactly. It felt like the house was a giant project I was failing at.
And that leads us to a big problem. Many people live in places that don't feel like homes. They feel like a list of chores. You walk into the kitchen and you don't see a place to cook a nice meal. You just see a pile of dirty dishes that need washing. You walk into the bedroom and you see laundry that needs to be folded.
Yes, that is exactly it. Sometimes I walk through my front door, look at the mess, and I literally turn around and walk back out. It feels like the house is demanding things from me. Fix me, clean me, organize me. It's exhausting. It's the opposite of that sigh of relief we talked about earlier.
When our physical space is cluttered or messy, our minds often feel cluttered too. In English, we use the word sanctuary to describe what a home should be. A sanctuary is a sacred, safe, and quiet place. It's a place that protects you from the noise and the stress of the outside world. If your home feels like a source of stress, you've lost your sanctuary.
I think it's time to take a little pause here. For everyone listening, maybe take a look around the room you are in right now. Or if you're not at home, think about your favorite room. Does it feel like a sanctuary? Does it feel like a place that gives you energy or a place that takes your energy?
As I was saying before, we should not feel bad about our homes. This isn't about having a perfect house from a magazine. You don't need a big kitchen or expensive furniture to feel happy. You just need to change how you look at your small space.
That makes me feel much better. I always thought I needed a lot of money to make my apartment look good. But you are saying it's not about money.
Exactly. It is about a very simple rule. Home is built in small corners. Many people think they must clean or change the whole house to feel peaceful, but our brains don't look at the entire house at the same time. We only focus on what is right in front of us.
What is right in front of us? So you mean like my favorite chair or the table where I drink my coffee?
Precisely. If you have one comfortable chair, one small lamp that gives a warm light, and one clean table, you have a home. You don't need a huge house with many rooms. You just need one small area of peace. When you sit in that one clean corner, your body and your mind begin to relax.
I really like that idea. It makes everything feel easier. Instead of thinking, I have to clean the whole apartment today, I can just say, I'm going to make this one small table look nice. It's much less scary for someone like me who is a bit lazy.
Yes, this is what I call a small action. These are tiny steps that help you feel in control. For example, if you are tired after work, don't try to fix the whole living room. Just do one thing. Maybe just take the old coffee cups off your bedside table, or maybe just light a candle that smells like flowers.
I actually do something like that every morning. I call it the 5-minute window. I open the window in my living room for 5 minutes, even if it's cold or rainy outside.
That is a perfect small action. Fresh air is very important for a happy home. It moves the old, heavy air out and brings new, clean air in. It's like a reset button for your house. It tells your brain, the day is starting now. I am taking care of my space and myself.
It really works. When the fresh air comes in, it feels like the house is breathing with me. It makes the space feel alive again. It's a very simple thing, but it changes my mood immediately.
It reminds me of a student I had. Her name was Elena. She moved from a sunny city in Italy to a very gray, rainy city in the north for a new job. She lived in a very small, dark apartment. The furniture was old and she didn't like it. She was very lonely and she told me she hated coming home after work. She said the apartment felt like a cold box.
That sounds so sad. It is very hard to be happy at work when you don't have a warm place to rest at night. I think many of our listeners moving to new cities know that feeling.
It is very hard, but Elena decided to do something small. She had a beautiful yellow cup that her mother gave her before she moved. Every morning she made her coffee and poured it into that cup. She also bought one small green plant for her window. She told me that for 10 minutes every morning, while she held that cup and looked at that plant, she felt at home.
Just from a cup and a plant?
Yes, because in those 10 minutes, she wasn't looking at the gray walls or the old furniture. She was focusing on her small corner. Inside that small circle, she was safe and happy. Slowly, that good feeling began to grow. She started to settle in because she gave herself permission to start small.
That is a great story. It shows that home is a feeling you grow, just like a plant. You don't need to buy it from a store, you build it with small moments.
That is the most important lesson for today. Doing these small, kind things for your space is more important than cleaning the whole house once a month. You deserve a home that makes you feel safe, but you have to be the one to start that relationship with your space.
I'm definitely going to buy a plant this weekend. Maybe a small one for my desk so I can look at it while I work.
I think that is a wonderful idea. Now, before we finish, let's look at the useful English words we used today.
Good idea. I'll start. We used the phrase to settle in.
And remember, that means to start feeling comfortable and happy in a new place. For example, I am finally settling into my new apartment.
Then we used make yourself at home.
We say this to our friends when they visit. It means please relax and act like you are in your own house.
We also talked about a safe place.
This is a part of your house where you feel quiet, peaceful, and happy. It is where you go to rest.
And we talked about fresh air.
That means opening the window to let the clean air from outside come into the room.
I'm going to use those phrases this week. I think I'll tell my friend to make himself at home when he comes over for tea, but I will clean my small corner of the table first so he has a place to sit.
That sounds like a good plan. To our friends watching on YouTube, we want to hear from you. What is the one thing in your house that makes it feel like a home? Is it a photo of your family, a very soft blanket, or maybe the way the sun shines through your window in the afternoon?
Please leave a comment below and tell us. Sharing your story in English is a fantastic way to practice. It makes the language personal and real for you. Plus, we love reading your stories.
And if you enjoyed this calm conversation, please follow our English Podcast for You channel for more engaging topics like this. We want to help you build your confidence and your English every single week.
We are so happy to be part of your day. Remember, you are doing a great job. Learning a language is like building a home. It happens one small step at a time.
Small steps still count.
You don't have to be perfect to make progress.
We will see you in the next video.
Goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm actually going to go open my window right now. I really need that fresh air.
Go for it. See you later.